further. You know, originally I wanted to work with just weight loss patients specifically, but I think that's too narrow. I want to broaden it out to be more of like a transformation coach so that I can bring in the spiritual. I can bring in, you know, people who want to help overcome depression or whatever without using therapy, and realizing that I want to teach people that they're whole already, you know, like you and I have talked about.
Yeah.
We're okay. You know, we're essence. We're not broken, you know, and so that's kind of the point I want to start working on with my clients, is getting them from a point of feeling broken and not whole to transforming and beginning to see that they are whole. That's more of my interest. And whether it's a weight loss journey, or I have one client who's transgender and becoming, he's male but moving towards female. That's a transformation, you know. I mean, so, but it's also something that can incorporate those principles too. And I'm finding that I'm I'm connecting more with people who are looking for that spiritual kind of guide to help them navigate some difficult situations.
Mm.
So my niche is starting to choose me, and I'm just like, okay, I get it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's most people's experience. Like when you hear people talk about how do you choose your niche, and most people will say you find to eventually, when you coach a bunch of people, do some stuff, eventually you'll begin to see a pattern, or you begin to notice certain things. Like for me, even with the transformative coaching that I'm working with at the moment, and it's all on different things, so to say, but mostly around what's getting in the way. Like what I focus on most of the time is I want to do this, I want to do this, but when I hear things like it's mindset, or I need clarity, or I need, that kind of thing, that's where I know that people are struggling, because we all go through these things, and we think that there's some kind of technique or something that you need to know to just um, become something else. And it's a misunderstanding. It's not
There,
seeing how or who we really are and how everything is working. So that's what I've tried. There's been a few mixed reactions. That's been my experience with trying to introduce this understanding with some people. There's one I got some feedback, and she just doesn't. I've tried, and she doesn't get it yet, and she's frustrated. Like she feels like it's something that she needs to get, but she can't seem to see what I'm pointing to, and I'm just like, don't it's not something you need to try to get. So just let's just let it be, and you'll probably see it. I recommended Michael Neal's book, um, even Jamie Smart's, and it's still she read them though. I don't know if she read them, but she said she did. Said she prepares Audible, so she got the audio books.
yeah.
Yeah, so but that's it. I'm beginning to see. I'm doing a program with Jamie. It's a membership program, and we had a boot camp over the weekend, and he was saying like there should be no attachment to whether somebody gets what you're sharing or not, because it's what they see for themselves. We can only try to create the conditions for them to see something for themselves, but you can't really more than that. You can't make it happen. It's not on me. I'm just like a guy pointing. I can't make the person see. Even though how well how clearly I see will have will play a part in helping the person see. Because if I see clearly enough, it will be easier for me to point to the exact, or point the person properly.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I guess it's a learning process. So I'll just keep doing my best.
I think that's all we can do. And as coaches, the wonderful thing about it is that we are committed to continuously improving and
Absolutely.
continuing to develop ourselves. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm attracted to being a coach and I'm excited by being a coach because
Yeah.
I never am going to stop learning. Not that anybody ever really does, but I'm making an active choice to continuously work on improving myself, but not in the same way that like a self-improvement book
Yeah.
teach me how to do it. There's no prescription for it. It's my journey and it's up to me to help my clients find their own journeys. And the more I find like-minded people who are interested in improving and in working towards being their best selves, that's really what I want, is to help people actualize and be that for themselves and continue working on that throughout their lives. Because I really feel like even on the day I die, I'm still going to learn something about myself, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think this learning is our natural it's a natural quality that we all have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we are born learners. Every baby comes into the world, and learning is just like a feature or a function that we all have innately. We don't consciously come and want to learn. We just find ourselves learning, observing, being curious, picking up things, modeling people. Like, my baby now is, you can't do anything in front of her and she will do it. Like, if you just come and sit on the bed, she will want to sit beside you. If you wear your shoe, in the morning, if we're dressing up to go out, she just go and pick a dress and wear her shoe, also getting ready to go out. If you're whatever anyone is doing, if you're eating, she wants to eat. If you're so, and she's seeing stuff, she's learning without being taught. Nobody's teaching her.
Yeah, she's
So
like
that's one of
absorbing it.
yeah,
She's experientially learning. She's watching and modeling and doing
yeah,
what mom and dad do, or family members
yeah,
do. And I think that's the great thing to realize, is that the way children learn is so organic and so beautiful. Like sometimes now, I'm older and I'll be like, I'll read a book and I'll figure it out. But it's even better if I put it into practice, because then if I'm practicing these skills, like with meditation, you could read all the meditation books you want. But until you sit down and you start to practice and you try to model or go with guided meditations or whatever, you just don't have that same experience. You have to sort of experience it, try it on for yourself. And it's that way
yeah,
with so many of these things, which is why some of these self-help books are like, you do this and then you do that and then you do that. And, it's like, well, okay, fine, but let me take some time and actually try it on. I don't want a prescription for living. I want to live my life. I don't want a set of rules that someone tells me, oh yeah, this will make you happy. Because that's not really how it works.
yeah. I think it's a lot of the self-help thingy. It's fueled by a widespread fear of failure. Like, there's this sense that because we don't know how our lives will turn out, and we look and see that it looks like there are certain people that have figured out a few things. So why not just,
Follow them.
learn, just follow whatever they did and see how it works. There's nothing wrong with wanting to learn, but not, you know, wanting to learn by just reading all the books without actually doing stuff or trying anything out. There's, in fact, there's one a speech topic idea I have um, about this learning. versus teaching. How we, there's a difference between learning and teaching,
Right.
and learning is more important than teaching
I agree. And
because
a lot of those
we
books that we're talking
we
about do a lot of
yeah
teaching and not a lot of helping people to learn.
yeah the emphasis should be on learning, but there's more emphasis on teaching.
Yeah,
And it's possible for teaching to have taken place without any learning,
exactly.
but it's possible for learning to take place without teaching. So I ideally learning should be where all the emphasis. As long as you're learning, it shouldn't be um, too much of a concern if you are being taught or not. So that's and we forget that as we grow older, maybe because of the school system and all that, we begin to place a lot of emphasis on teaching. I need a teacher. I need teach me. Somebody to teach me without paying emphasis on what am I really learning, or is it possible to even observe and watch people and try and learn for myself. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it's something that I guess we learn every day. Personally, I have it has rekindled that um what I call it spark of wanting to learn and more experientially, not just looking for people to teach.
Yeah, I think there's definitely different kinds of learning too. And the experiential learning is where it starts to stick. You know what I mean? And become
Yeah,
ingrained in you. Like with your daughter, she is doing the actual activities and learning from doing.
yeah.
We learn best from doing and from practicing.